Hello, and welcome to the... After the disappointing reception of the last movie, the end of the Deep Space Nine Voyager TV series, and the reaction to Star Trek Enterprise, the series was not in the best shape in 2002. Brent Spiner is also aging out of playing data, so the decision was made to make this the last film even though their plans are more. The film was also directed by Stuart Baird, who was not only unfamiliar with Star Trek but outright refused advice to cast a crew up of the series. In hindsight, the end result was okay. The problem was that had the misfortune to be an okay film and a holiday season were great ones. So, let's open up this generation's final journey and talk about it. Open on a group of Romulans diplomats meeting with some representatives from planet Remus, and relations between them are tepid at best. Also, I see what you did there, Romulus and Remus. Before they can determine the potential unit of the Federation, they're killed by an experimental weapon that turns them all to stone. After that, we cut to the wedding of Riker and Troy, played by Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis, where Captain Picard, played by Patrick Stewart, is the best man. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but then again, that is dancing Irving Berlin the reception. Particularly confused by President Wesley and Worf given how the arcs on the show ended. However, it does lead to a somewhat amusing scene on the bridge where Worf and Danny test when there's not right an officer to appear naked. This movie takes a lot of liberties with characters, but I'm glad Worf is comically serious as ever. On the way to Troy's home on the beta set, however, they encounter a signal coming from the Colaran system of 6 possible access to the ones it emits. Since there is an ion strand that prevents them from using the transporter, Picard, Worf, and Data decide to go down the planet surface to investigate an ATV-like truck called an Argo Buggy. It seems like the most 2002 piece of tech in this movie, as does the ensuing chase after they find what they're looking for, but that's what happens to get the manual to edit Mission Impossible 2 and 2 later direct a Star Trek movie. Those are matters for another day, though. It turns out this is B4, who's another one of the prototype androids by Dr. Song, Data's creator. Data then somehow backs up his entire neuronet in B4's body. Huh. Took me a few hours to download that one new Wolfenstein. Picard then gets a message from Catherine Janeway, played by Kate Mulgrew in a brief cameo. She's also been apparently promoted to Admiral since the end of Voyager. Not sure how that habit of being lost in space for 75 years, but okay. Admiral Janeway then orders Picard on a diplomatic mission to Romulus, putting Riker and Troy's honeymoon on hold. Again, no two people I've talked to have the same opinion on Janeway Voyager as a whole, but as someone who did like them and still does, I suppose it's probably meant for a potential spin-off of an old thing that never got made. It turns out that Remus has been quite literally living the shadow of Romulus, with one side always facing the sun, the other being total darkness, the latter being home to a mining colony. The new leader is Shinzon, played by pre-famed Tom Hardy. He managed to only lead a coup that overthrew the previous leadership of Picard's biological brother through cloning. Now, in this movie's defense, even though Hardy's character is the most original villain concept, he has made some most effort in the film. I know Rick Berman and John Logan may have gone with a rather common nature versus nurture debate for the film, but it also isn't as bad as things go. I often wonder how people would turn if their experience were different, especially these days. It's simple in this case, but it works fine. If Shinzon had the same opportunities Picard had, he may have turned out differently, and if Picard had grown up in the mines, he may have had the same worry as his brother. Likewise, Stewart once again seems to be making the most effort among the cast of the TV show, along with Spiner, co-writer script alongside Logan and Berman. Even in cases where the dialogue is the most cringeworthy, they still commit their parts. Otherwise, risking the impression nobody really wants to be there, and Baird's behavior on set definitely did not help. From what I could gather in my research, Kevin James was originally written as a cameo from Jerry Ryan as 7-9, but she declined. I don't think it would have made much difference anyway. Still, the film actually isn't as bad as it suggests, and is improving over introduction aspects. The special effects, while still a bit dated when the film came out, have improved a bit from the previous film. Especially like the design of Shinzon's ship, the scimitar. Much like the sword it's named for, its coated in razor-sharp blades, on the outside and flooded tin track lighting, gunmetal hue corridors, and more complex console interfaces. It's like there's a deliberate effort to make the ship more intimidating and rough compared to the Sick Gadget Enterprise, so they really echo in the Ultra Reality films. Before then starts dealing with stuff like intel and nearby computer, for the hunting and tendency will ultimately never came to fruition. Even though Shinzon telling Picard's backstory over dinner is a fine attempt at building characterization, as a brief joke about them never having reached 2 meters, what comes next is less so. Not only does Shinzon want to overthrow the Federation Romulan Empire, he also uses psychic powers to torture Troy as she make another Riker. Okay. Hey, I may admit I'm not a big fan of what they're employing, but even as a way to establish Shinzon as a villain, this drives him right over the edge. On top of that, Shinzon also has a weapon powered by Thalon radiation, which he intends to use to kill everyone in the Federation Empire once he accounts at the beginning of the film. So, he wants to kill millions of people and jump Troy's bones against her will. At the risk of invoking the Weinstein effect, I'm just going to move on. While Picard is taken hostage in the scimitar, before he's able to help him escape before Shinzon can use his blood for plans of his coup. So, more than a decade before Into Darkness, we have a stand of Khan someone's blood being used as a plot point. I had to wonder if this is what Orsi, Kurtzman, Lindelof got that idea. The ensuing fight scene to escape from the scimitar is another example of how the TNG movies are more action-oriented than the show itself, but the effectiveness varies. Compared to First Contact, this comes off of the game in a laser type of way, a game Star Voyager Elite Force. Been a while since I played that one, but it's a faithful adaptation of the show in that Star Trek game on the Unreal Engine. It's every bit as awesome as it sounds. It does lead to a somewhat amusing but bit cliched scene where B4 has to crack the code to help escape, taking Picard steal shuttlecraft to break out of the scimitar. Although many readers of the Empire catch wind what Shinzo really has planned, I start having second thoughts about the partnership. Real subtle foreshadowing there, fellas. Same deal with this scene of Data meeting before in stasis. I may not find this movie as bad as many others, but I'll agree with this. Definitely like this movie better when it's called Wrath of Khan. Still, because of the interference, the Enterprise must leave even space in order to make contact with Starfleet, but the Scimitar knocks out their warp drive, forcing their final shot on the base and rift. Basically the same deal as Battle Mutara. Due to radiation, nebula lines, communications, and tactical are rendered useless, which pushes to a final showdown of Alliance primarily line of sight fighting. While the enemy initially gets the upper hand, the Empress will simply launch a counterattack that levels a playing field. So it hits every now and being discounted at the con. There's even the bit where the captain tries to tell the enemy not to go through his plan, but they will have none of it. Still, it's not quite as effective. Even though they have talk to each other by hollow objectives, it's still impressive about the con the dynamic worked, given how Kirk and Khan's are from different times because of scheduling conflicts. The Romulans assist the Enterprise, waiting and forming lines with the Federation instead. So in addition to Wrath of Khan, we're also doing a small scale lesser quality version on the country, so two of my favorite movies in the series at once. It would have been interesting to see what a story about the Romulans taking a piece of Federation would have been like, but I was about to tell you, things didn't really go as planned. The U.S. Green Enterprise is destroyed, and some of the officers shut through the hull breach. But actually a pretty impressive scene, and something that would later be used again in the Kelvin films while some of the actual Discovery. The Scimitar is effectively crippled, but Shinra decides to activate the weapon and kept flying in the vicinity. Looks like they hadn't every bit in battle Mutara did, and you probably know where this is headed. After a gunfight on the Scimitar, Shinzon is mortally wounded when he's impaled on one of his own blades, and after Data transport Picard off the ship with a portable transport I forgot to mention earlier, destroys the weapon with a phaser blast, dying when the Scimitar explodes. It seems this was done because Brent Spike is physically aging out of being able to play Data convincingly. Though in one of the times the TV series finale, All Good Things, he did augment for simulate aging, which could have worked on film as well. That was my favorite Star Trek finale, one of my favorite TV series finales ever. On that note, that finale is very optimistic, with Picard joining his crew's Kirk and Mistrons, and I prophecy in the teaser was much more bittersweet. During Data's wake, Riker remembers him trying to move to the holodeck when they first met encounter at Farpoint 15 years prior to the film's release. He's promoted to Captain USS Titan before it takes the place of Data as promoted first officer. Everyone gets hosed their separate ways. There is hope the Federation, well, the Empire will be abandoned to a common code and put the past behind them, even after the time they spent fighting. Of course, we all know how that turned out. The film was and is the lowest grossing installment in their whole franchise, barely making $43 million in the US and $67 million worldwide on a $60 million budget. And made accomplishments from Die Another Day, Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets, and Lord of the Rings: Two Towers. Enterprise also canceled after its fourth season in 2005 due to poor ratings. Infamous finale is always not helping matters. I may not have hated it, but I can agree with at least with the Star Trek finale. The result was that it would be Sony's where Paramount just threw up their hands, tried to reboot the film franchise, and it will also be 12 years after Enterprise for Discovery was made. Despite the Abrams films Discovery often being point contention in some circles, both have been successful enough to struggle well in the eyes of critics and general audiences. Overall, though, I can say the movie is okay. Maybe 1 out of 10, just being okay was the biggest disappointment I had. Chamber of Secrets and Two Towers were both great, and even Die Another Day was spectacular in how bad it was. Once again, those are matters for another day. The biggest problems I have with this film are trying to do rather context that the film was considered for, and how script and direction are admittedly disappointing. Still polarizing among critics and fans, but I am among those who will defend it. The visuals, while somewhat dated, are relatively good for the time, and the acting is solid on the whole. While Tom Hardy got off to a shaky start in this film, he did recover and have a successful career to this day, became regular with Christopher Nolan, as well as starring in acclaimed such as Mad Max Fury Road and Bronson. As for films that killed a franchise for a while ago, I've seen much worse and not much worse. It's better than Insurrection or Final Frontier, at least, even as one of my favorite TNG movie or favorite entry franchise overall. Even so, I'm glad I was able to do this marathon. The fact that TNG remains so regarded, even after 30 years, set to stand it's set for future installments. Even the bad episodes are memorable in their own ways, and you don't need to check out all sorts of fan reviews and articles to this day for evidence of that. So I've been a fan of the series ever since I would watch TV, and glad I was able to share my thoughts with you all. My final rating is 2.5 out of 4. Whatever lies ahead of this series in terms of more episode discovery, and plan for filming Ultimate Fantasy, I look forward to it. Live long and prosper. I may not have hated it, but I can agree it's my least favorite Star Trek finale. The result was to be 7 years before Paramount just threw up their hands and decided to reboot the film franchise. God's upside down. Picard then gets a message from Captain Janeway, played by Kate Mulgrew in a brief cameo. She's apparently been promoted to Admiral since the end of Voyager. Not sure how that happened.